Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and this is my recap of 4 weeks out to the Bikini Amateur Olympia 2023. Holy smokes, it is really getting close. I am working on all of those fine details. So I booked the tan. I had another posing practice with my coach, really working on posing a lot throughout the week. I'm currently just getting ready. It's actually Thanksgiving this weekend here in Canada, so I am cooking my favorite cranberry sauce. Oh my gosh, it smells so good in here. The week was really basic. Nothing happened at all. We had no plans, no events. It was just smooth and easygoing. I didn't get to have a refeed this week because last week's refeed was pushed pretty far. It didn't happen until Thursday because we were in Winnipeg. So because of that, we wanted to let my body settle. We had a second check-in. Everything was totally fabulous and just waiting to have another refeed potentially. Don't know, have to wait and see what my coach says. I did manage to catch yet another virus. It's just the way it is in the fall with kids in school. We traveled in the airport. What can you do? This time it was a cold, congested, coughing, some sinus pressure, but overall I was okay. It made recording my recap videos a little tricky because I kept having to press pause to cough and blow my nose, but otherwise managed perfectly fine. Got all my workouts in. Steps were easy this week. Lots of walking. The weather is beautiful. It's starting to get cold, but nice enough that I can still push the kids in the stroller. We do feel like Halloween is coming. I mentioned in a previous video, we are a very big Halloween family. It's a little bit sad for us that we're going to be missing Halloween here. My show is on October 31st in Orlando. So it's going to feel like missing Christmas morning. It's a big deal. So there's been a lot of Halloween happening already. We're making crafts, we're getting the costumes ready. We've got Halloween on the mind. There's your string. So let's make ourselves some ghosts. Okay. Got your hoop?
Yeah, I got my hoop.
You sure made a big naughty pile.
Okay.
Okay.
Me too.
You made a naughty pile too?
Yeah.
That's okay. So this is a witch on a broom, a spider, and what's that way up in the corner? A Wicked Witch dress.
Nose.
A nose, yeah.
Yes. A lumpy spider.
Oh, I like that. I drew a Halloween picture and she's adding the spiders. Oh, a spider web. Are you drawing the ghosts? Yeah, ghosts. Good. Oh, very good. Date night. Stay at home date night. We are taste testing. 0 sugar. Halloween Fanta. There you go, my love. Cheers. Cheers. Ooh. I like it. I'm treating it like wine. I almost get like a berry.
I was gonna say like a grape soda.
Okay. Delish. So it's too bad that we'll be missing it, but what can you do? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get to do this show, and it's actually a really nice time of year for my husband and I to get to travel. And then lastly, what is really exciting is that it is coming to the final weekend for competitors of the IFBB Pro League to qualify for the Olympia. So I've got one more weekend to go of recaps that will be for the Olympia, and then we can all start getting excited, make predictions. Oh man, it's really, really that crunch time, and it is so exciting. So because it was such a quiet week, I figured it was a perfect opportunity to go over some of those questions that I've received in the comments from friends, family, and go over some of those answers with you guys. Okay, question and answer time. I've got my list. Here we go. I'm often asked, what do I eat? If you want a breakdown of like a day in the life from morning till night of every single meal, I actually did that in my 7 weeks out video. So you can see everything that I eat in a day. But in a nutshell, my sources of protein are chicken, shrimp, cod. I'm one of those people that love seafood. If we are at a restaurant and there's mussels or oysters or anything like that on the menu, that definitely catches my attention. I'm staying clear of beef and eggs this prep only because I'm kind of experimenting with digestion and I'm really enjoying just keeping it very light. Protein powder, of course, is delicious. It makes everything taste like dessert. So I try to have that, particularly when I'm craving sweets. I'm definitely a veggie lover. I would have vegetables every meal. I would get rid of rice and just have vegetables if that was feasible, but you can't just have vegetables. That causes a lot of bloating. So I'm keeping the rice only because it's a necessity. I do like rice cakes though. Add some peanut butter or cashew or whatever. That's delish. But the rice itself is just filler for me. So yeah, if you want the full day, go check out my 7 weeks out video. Next question, how often do I exercise? So I'm doing cardio 6 days a week and I can't believe it, but it hasn't increased at all this entire prep. I am still at 45 minutes a day. That's it. Crazy. Moderate intensity, steady state. I'm just walking uphill on my treadmill for 45 minutes. I'm burning a lot of calories. Like I'm working hard, but it's not HIIT. It's not super crazy intense. It's just a steady go. And I like to do it fasted first thing in the morning, just get it out of the way. And now that I have my new laptop table over top of the treadmill, it's actually extremely enjoyable. And I like cardio anyway. I've done a half marathon in the past. I enjoy going for long runs. And so this cardio is very reasonable. Weights workouts, I do 4 times. So I have 2 upper bodies and 2 lower bodies. So it's very manageable. I'm totally loving this prep and just how easy my scheduling has been. So if you want a full breakdown of what I was doing at the time in the gym, that is in my 8 weeks out video. I take you with me through all 4 of my workouts. And I don't have a gym membership, so everything I do is just at home in the basement. Next question, why do I compete? Good question. I often think that my timing isn't great. I've got 4 children under 7, so life is already pretty hectic and pretty full just with being a mom and a wife and driving and lessons and competitions for them and crafts and potty training and snacks. They eat all the time, right? So it definitely is already a particularly challenging time in our lives, my husband and I can appreciate that competing in the future could potentially be easier, but I'm sure you guys can comment below how there's always challenges in life and there's never really an easy time to do anything. So I'm just making it work. I had started competing before I ever had kids. So I lost a bunch of weight for our wedding after my husband proposed. And then once we got married, I could see that the weight was starting to come back on. I didn't have that goal any longer. And it was him who suggested that I do a bodybuilding competition. And there was this brand new division, bikini. And so actually, if you guys remember Mimi, she's been in a few of my videos already. Her and I did a show together and I was hooked. I ended up doing 3 shows that year and I never wanted to stop. I would have done it for the rest of my life if I could have. However, we wanted to have children and doing contests and getting pregnant and being pregnant didn't really coexist. I had to give up bodybuilding for baby building for a few years. But I always knew that when I was done with having kids, I could return. And that's exactly what I did. It really gave me some focus and something to look forward to when all of the weight gain and the fluctuations and the back and forth and the up and down was finally over and I was done with having babies. It was really exciting to know that I could just get back to it. I also appreciate that as more time goes by since being pregnant, my body will adjust even more. I mean, my littlest baby just turned 2, so I'm not that far away from having been pregnant and breastfeeding and in that phase of life. But I just really was itching to get back in and to get my body back where it had been before all of the babies started happening. And here I am, I made it. And I'm excited now to go forward from here. Why am I doing the Olympia? You know what? Opportunity was there. I managed to qualify. So in Canada, you can't just do an international show that's a pro qualifier. You have to jump through a few hoops first. And I did all of that. I got a top 3 at a regional show. And I did that in figure, wellness, and bikini, if you can believe that. And then you had to go to nationals and get a top 15, which I also was able to do. I decided to not pursue figure, even wellness. I didn't really think I was that good of a fit, but I figured I already have the suit. I already have the posing. Let's just go for it. So I managed to get my top 15. I got my letter of permission, and that's what allowed me to be able to do the Olympia Amateur. And I just figured, since I managed to get all of those ducks in a row, why wouldn't I go for it? Who knows what the future will hold? Maybe I would never get top 3 in a regional show again. I don't know. You never know. My husband and I are able to go take the time and travel and make it a vacation. So I might as well do it now while I can and just go for it. I'm very excited. It's a huge trip and it's been almost an entire year for me of being in prep, but it's going to be like potentially a once in a lifetime opportunity. So how could I not do it? What are my post-show plans? So immediately after the show, I will take a shower and just get some of that sticky tan off. And then I don't have any particular plans for where we're going to go or what we're going to do. It's going to be Halloween. So that might make things a bit complicated in terms of like how busy. I don't know what Orlando is like on Halloween for adults. But I do know that we're gonna wanna eat nachos and we're probably gonna end up at a tiki bar. That's just me. I'm a tiki bar kind of girl and I love my nachos. My husband and I make the most amazing nachos and I definitely miss those. So we will be somewhere in Orlando eating nachos, drinking some kind of beverage in a really cute cup. What are my plans for the off season? So Olympia is definitely going to be my last show for a little while. I want to have a really productive off season. I've got a lot of progress to make. There's plenty of body parts that need improvement. And I mean that with complete positivity and excitement. I just have things that I can see in the pictures, in my posing, that I want to be better next time. And it takes time. I can't just keep competing all year long and expect to get better. So I want a good, decent off season, at least a year, if not more, to really grow and to rest and to just give up some of the perfectionism that's needed in my routine. You know, if life happens and I miss a workout or I don't get my steps, I don't want to feel like I need to then stay up late and get those in. I'm looking forward to going out a bit more with my husband on dates, cooking for each other, returning to a little bit more of a less rigid, more flexible lifestyle. I absolutely will still be tracking. I'm still going to be working out with intention. I'm going to still be checking in, doing measurements. It's not a free-for-all off season. It's a growth season with purpose. So I'm excited for that too. There's going to be some really good focused goals that I plan to achieve, and I'll know when I've met them or when I'm close enough to step back on the stage. But definitely I can appreciate that I need some time to improve the physique that I'm already bringing, which I think is a great physique, but it could be better. Okay, here's a fun one. What am I most excited for at the Expo? So there are 3 vendors in particular that I'm hoping are going to be there with a table so I can make some purchases. Number 1 is Wolfpack. I'm really hoping that I can get a few more patches for my Wolfpack knapsacks. The second vendor I'm hoping will have a table is the NPC clothing line. They've got a website with some really cute stuff, and they have IFBB Pro League clothing, NPC clothing, and there's a particular outfit that I've had my eye on. So I'm hoping that they'll be there and that they'll have it in my size and I can see it in person and pick it up. I'm also really excited to get to try some of those amazing cookies that you always see the athletes eating in their Instagram posts. Last year it was my cookie dealer, and I'm crossing my fingers that they're going to be there. I've already been checking out their menu online and their stuff looks amazing. So hoping I can try at least one cookie at some point over the trip, if not a few cookies. My husband and I will certainly share a couple. Perhaps even more exciting than the Expo is the Meet the Olympians night. I am so excited to get to finally meet quite a few of the ladies that I talk to, that I do my critiques on, that are featured in my videos. I don't know who exactly is going to be at the Meet the Olympians night, so I'm just going to come bright-eyed and ready to stand in line and hope that it's amazing and there's not too many people and I'll get to see everybody. I've been really fortunate. If you saw my gym tour video, you saw my wall of autographs. I've already had the amazing experience of meeting quite a few IFBB pros, and some of them I even consider like friends, which is crazy. I'm so blown away, and there are a lot of ladies that I am just as excited to come and get to meet and hug and finally see in person. So that is a really exciting aspect of the entire trip. Another one I've gotten asked a few times is if I would be willing to do a turquoise toffee style critique on my own physique. No. No, definitely not. I don't do critiques of amateurs, and myself is included in that. I don't think that it's fair to hold the amateurs to that same standard as a professional. The pros are at a level near perfection, whereas an amateur still has a lot of room for improvement. I'm very proud of myself. I've got a nice, big, healthy ego. I think I look amazing, but I also am very aware that I have a lot of areas of improvement, and that's why I'm going to be taking a really good off season. So I won't be doing a critique of myself or any amateur show. Just gotta get to that pro level before turquoise toffee harshness comes out. So another aspect to that question then is, what are my goals and expectations of the results of doing the Olympia? There is a pro card on the line after all. It's a pro qualifier. I don't expect anything like that at all. I'm not expecting first callouts. I'm not expecting an overall, and I am most certainly not expecting a pro card. It's the Olympia. There's going to be people from all over the world. So I have absolutely no expectations of how it's going to go. If I could be anything other than last place, that would be incredible, but I'm not expecting to. Honestly, I'm not. Now, if you're asking my long-term goals, of course, I would love to win my pro card. I would love to be so good that I was getting overalls and first call-outs and first places and have a whole wall of trophies and tiaras and swords that come from having a top physique. But I am very aware that I'm not there yet. So shooting for it, aiming for it, working for it, but not expecting anything like that anytime soon. If you saw one of my earlier videos, I talked about that I'm going to be wearing a wig. And I've been asked now a few times if I've decided which one. No, I still don't know which wig I'm going to wear. It's going to depend on how my tan looks the morning of the show. I'll bring them both and we'll just have to wait and see. Another question I'm frequently asked is if I'm having any cravings or if there's anything particular that I've missed while being on prep. Not really, only because I've had flexible dieting. So if there was something I really, really wanted, I could make it fit. Took some sacrifice, but I could make anything fit. However, I can say that I'm definitely excited for like a good nacho tray, you know, cheesy, lots of beef, lots of sauce, finger licking. Oh, that's going to be amazing. And I've also really gotten into wine lately. I'm reading a lot about wine, learning about varieties and regions and getting deep into wine tasting. So I'm excited to be able to have maybe a little bit of a wine tasting night and just try some things without worrying about how that's going to affect my hydration and calories, all that kind of thing. So nachos and wine, I guess, is really what I'm most excited for. Next question is, what are my favorite foods, prep or not? Actually, it's the same when I'm on prep and when I'm not on prep because I can make it work with a hack. So I've mentioned it a few times already, nachos. I love nachos. We do nachos all the time, my husband and I. But if I were to have them when I was on a diet or I'm watching what I eat, I just take away the chips and add more vegetables. So if you do kind of a larger chopped up bell pepper and broccoli and cauliflower and line a baking tray with that, and then do your typical nacho toppings, you know, your beef, your onion, salsa, cheese, you still get the satisfaction of eating nachos with your fingers, but you eliminate some of that carb and fat by reducing the chips. It's basically just roasted vegetables with meat and a little cheese on top. So that is a huge hack. I do that all the time in my off season. That's a favorite. The other favorite food is popcorn, and I just do the air popped kernel in like this fancy little bowl, this silicone bowl that you put in the microwave, and then I get to determine how much coconut oil I add to it. And I'm also really loving watering down protein powder into like a thick and runny soup and pouring that on popcorn. It's just delicious. So you're getting protein and popcorn and it's clean and there's almost no fat, and that's another hack. And a little cinnamon, oh man, if you do a vanilla protein powder, cinnamon, popcorn, maybe a little like Splenda or stevia, just to really sweeten it. You can even do a bit of cocoa powder. Oh my gosh, popcorn is the best. So those are definitely favorites on and off season. Okay, do I prefer being on prep or not being on prep? I prefer prep, 100%. I like the focus, I like the determination, I like the goal, I like looking forward to the show, I like waking up and just seeing the changes in my physique, I like the progress, I love everything about prep. Off season is harder for me, the clothes start getting tighter, the restrictions ease, which is nice from a mental health perspective, but it also starts to feel overwhelming, I find, when you don't have as much rigidity in what you're doing and what you're eating. So I like the perfectionism of prep. But as I mentioned at the top, I am definitely ready to relax a little bit. So I'm looking forward to not being on prep, but I do prefer when I'm on prep. How did I get started doing recaps of the IFBB Pro League female competitions? So that started a few years ago when my husband was watching Nick Strength and Power do a prediction video on the Arnold, and I asked him to go to the part where he predicted the women, and he didn't. It wasn't part of his thing. And we searched all over YouTube for a prediction video for the females, and there was none. And right then and there, I decided that it was time for me to learn everything I could about the Pro League, about bodybuilding, about the judging of the different divisions, and to make my own predictions. And then it's just grown from there into doing all of the recaps, the masters, the new pros, prediction videos, and I'm learning as I go, but I've been doing it now for a few years, and I feel like my eye is really starting to see some of those details. I'm not a judge, I'm not a pro, I'm really just a fan, and I'm paying a lot of attention to those official stage photos. Do I have any predictions for the Olympia? So of course, I'm going to be coming at you with another video of all of my predictions with pictures, with all of the divisions, bodybuilding, women's physique, fitness, figure, wellness, bikini. I'm going to give you all of them, all of my top picks. It's still not the end of the qualification period yet. That is happening now. So I have to wait and see exactly who is going to be added to the list before I come out with my full predictions. But I do always expect last year's winner to win. That's the way that it should be in my mind, only because they are the standard. So if that athlete comes in exactly as they were last year, in my mind, that means they should still be the winner. But I think there is plenty of opportunity for someone new to come in. It'll be so amazing. I'm so excited, and I can't believe I'm going to be there watching in person. Isn't that wild? And you guys are all going to be coming with me. The videos are going to be crazy. So excited for that. All right, finally, last question. This one is a question from Mimi. What am I going to wear? Let's go see. The outfits are planned. I am ready to go. So I've got some airport or gym clothing, bombshell sportswear, bodybuilding Barbie. Got some nice Lululemons in a beautiful turquoise, of course. These women's best outfits are my favorite. They're three-piece. The crop top is so cute. And then, my gosh, we're gonna be in Florida. I have to wear banana leaf print, also known as Brazilians or the Martinique. I have an unhealthy obsession with this particular print. I love it. I have a lot of clothing. And of course, when in Florida, you have to wear Lily Pulitzer. So if you see a depleted, scrawny strawberry blonde in banana leaf print or in turquoise, you'll know it's me. That covers the gym, the airport, the expo, meet the Olympians, daytime stuff. And once I have this spray tan and we're going out at night, it's gonna be a lot of black. And of course, gotta add my favorite belt, cinch in the waist. Everything is fitting a bit large these days, but making it work. I don't know if we're even going to a pool, but I'll pack a couple swimsuits just in case. We are leaving cold Canada to go to beautiful, balmy, tropical Florida. So you got to have a couple choices at least. And that covers my week. Very simple, very basic, but also starting to get a lot closer and feeling the pressure to really get things settled. We've got more pro shows coming up this weekend, last weekend to qualify for the Olympia. So I'll be back with recaps of those right away as I head into 3 weeks out. Oh my gosh. See you later.